Parsh, did you hear about Spoinky Loinky 4465783? Apparently they did some really messed up stuff. Look at this proof! Okay, I know like 45 people were harmed, but like, I really like this guy, and they would never do any of this. Wait, what do you mean? You don't even know them. What the flip do you mean? I watch their videos. I know how much of a sweet, unproblematic angel they are.
What?
Hey Appers, it's Brie, and I'm here with a topic that has really been on my mind the past few weeks. But I just decided to make the video. I wasn't sure if it was artsy enough for this channel, but since this behavior is seen a lot in the art community, I wanted to discuss it. Recently, my mutual Milkway Shaker has created a video called Jimbo Jimmy's fanbase is only going to make things worse. And I'm not going to go into the topic of Jimbo at all, since there's enough videos to look towards anyway. But there is one thing about that situation that was glaringly obvious that I did want to discuss. And it's actually something I see with other creators, but after reading the comments on his explanation video, something clicked for me to be like, wait, I actually have a bit to say on this topic. And it goes back into parasocial relationships. People who will wholeheartedly defend creators simply because they like their art and the public perceived idea of them. And honestly, I really hope this video can shift people's perspectives to realize maybe we shouldn't behave this way, since in many cases, it's actually very dangerous. I've seen people defend criminal behavior because of this, and it's worrying. Majority of the video, I won't be going into specific artists, besides what inspired this video, which I might come back to a few times. But this can apply to any creator with any fan base. And it will be centered around the art community in this video, but it can apply to anyone outside of it as well. But first, the super thanks thank yous. If you aren't here being the next one, and if I pronounce any names wrong, I apologize. Ogre, Kazuna Endy, that sleepy idiot, Solar Paws, Pebbles your boy, Mr. Covetousness, and Sprinkle Uni and Flovesies. Anyway, under the comments of Jimbo's video, and just under the discussion of him generally, was things like this. I knew you could never do this. I supported you the whole time. I don't care what you do. Nothing could make me hate you. And a comment that actually replied to me under a post in the discussion was, people need to stop exposing creators I like, because I like their creations a lot. And comments like these is ultimately what firstly inspired this video, but Milkway's video fueled the fire. But let's go through this. You do not know the creators you watch simply from seeing what they post. You do not know them personally. Comments like these imply that the commenter thinks they know the creator. You could never do this. But how do you know? Creators only show what they want to be seen. I mean, that's literally why so many artists seem like they never have a bad art day, when in reality, we all have those. Creators might be the complete opposite of how they are online. And that goes for me too. Your idea of me could be farther from the truth than anything. You never know. So to say a creator could never do something they're being accused of is so stupid, because how do you know? You just don't. Now what about comments like, I supported you the whole time. I don't care what you do. Nothing could make me hate you. People need to stop exposing creators I like, because I like their creations a lot. When you see an artist commit these insane acts with proof, and especially when you hadn't got a response yet, and defend them simply because you like them and their content, you could possibly be defending a horrible person. Defending someone simply for liking their works is insane, especially considering they don't know you, probably don't know you exist, and could probably give less of a crap about you, to put it bluntly. You're not going to get validation from the creators most of the time, and you are creating a harmful environment of terrible people feeling safe enough to get away with their actions just because you want to see their next great piece. It is such a harmful mentality that affects everyone involved. The creators you say you care about won't improve and simply harm them and others more, because they realize that they can get away with things. Depending on the situation, people they might have hurt might not get the justice they deserve. And you, depending on the situation, could put yourself at harm. Because I've seen many times cases where kids have this mentality and defend literal confirmed predators. It is terrible to watch and so incredibly dangerous. That is one of the main reasons this video is here, because things like this can happen with such a mentality. And you know, to an extent, I get it. Maybe you don't want to see your favorite artist go, or maybe you want to see the best in people. That's understandable. And I'm not saying to turn on creators without proof, or go on a rampage to bash them. The thing is though, sometimes what they did is more serious than just oh well, what about their art? Sometimes they're genuinely hurting others. And if there's not enough actual proof, then yeah, hold off to the side. I personally would not be supporting them as a creator till more is known, just in case, but yeah, I get why you'd be hesitant. Usually I'm the same way. I wait till more is out and stand to the side until then. But I'm also not saying, depending on the situation, you have to hate them and wish their platform is gone. No. Sometimes what creators did can be something fixable, and it can be something they can easily grow from. So I do think in many cases we can support them in the aspect of supporting the recovery and growth. And that's the mentality behind a lot of fans like this. They think they're helping, but you can support a creator's improvement without supporting their actions. Many will completely ignore a creator's actions when in reality, you help more by acknowledging they were in the wrong while also properly going about things. A lot of fan bases like these enable harmful behaviors, and just worshiping creators generally is bad. but especially when the creators are children. It can create the mentality that they can do no wrong, which can be harmful in two completely different ways. One, they're doing something wrong and get an over amount of support because they're worshipped, leading to them not growing or learning, and in many cases harming them if they're mentally unwell, since they won't improve or in some cases even get help. Or two, they do something wrong and get an over amount of hate because they're expected to be the perfect creator they present themselves as, when in reality, it's a kid who has much time to grow. And with children content creators, which in many cases shouldn't have a platform, they should get some grace as they're still young and learning and developing, depending on what it is, but it is okay to constructively criticize them. Everyone needs proper constructive criticisms, but a lot of times, people won't criticize creators simply because they're young. Do I think they should be treated like a Satan spawn? Of course not. But I think we can acknowledge a young creator is in the wrong and help guide and encourage them into improvement. I think the same can be said for those who have mental health issues and are struggling. Neither age or mental struggles are an excuse, but they can be an explanation on why a person's acting the way they are, and those details are especially important in how we handle things. I feel in online spaces, especially the commentary space, we go about situations horribly. Sometimes we give creators too much grace. Sometimes we give them too much hate, when in reality, it's much more nuanced. It really depends on the situation, and I see many topics being seen as merely black and white, but that's a video for another day. I could go on about that. This community can be a prison sometimes. But I think no matter how much you love a creator, sometimes you need to step back and look at things for how they are. Do not let your bias cover your eyes from people's actions. A lot of times this mentality clouds people's judgments to where any criticism is thrown out the window and is seen as just mindless hate. You are potentially enabling horrible actions and ignoring real issues. And for the people begging for creators to stay online, especially when they did something wrong and think it's best for themselves to get offline, you need to actually think of them first, not yourself. Sometimes an online break is good, maybe even being offline permanently. So if you see a creator decide to go offline, support that decision and hope for the best. Don't guilt trip them or try to convince them to come back. Let them do what they think is best for their mental health and their improvement. Anyway though, that's all I got for now. You can like people's art, but don't make it a reason to defend people's terrible actions. I hope I got my words across right, and a reminder not to harass anyone in Jimbo's comments, since that is the only creator fanbase that I said by name to express what inspired this video, but this is based off of and applies to many creators and their fan bases. Watch Milkway's video if you haven't, make sure to like their video and mine, comment your thoughts, and subscribe possibly. We reached 120,000 subscribers, which is so cool. My next goal is 130,000, so if we make that happen by the end of the month, that'd be epic. Also, no brush codes today, as I've moved from Ibis Paint to Procreate and use all of the brushes they already have in the library. The last few videos have actually been old speed paints, but you'll be getting a lot more recent ones as of lately. But yeah, with that, make sure to love your art, love others, and love yourselves. Bye-bye!